let's go to the nightcap over on Fox, and you can find number 15 Oregon State hosting number 18 UCLA. This is a 7 o'clock game on Fox, so a Pac-12 extravaganza all day Saturday afternoon. Oregon State 4-point favorites against the Bruins. UCLA coming in after a top 15 win, hosting Washington State a week ago. I just felt like something in that line smelled funny. Everything told me take Washington State except for that line. And sure enough, UCLA was able to pull off an upset victory. To me, this is going to be a battle between what Dante Moore can do against a very solid Oregon State pass defense. And for Oregon State, they don't throw the ball a lot anyway. What can DJU do to balance out that team, balance out that offense? And what can Damian Martinez, the electric running back for Oregon State, do, knowing that UCLA is going to dare the Beavers to throw? What's kind of your X factor in this game, and in which way are you leaning up in Corvallis?
So my X factor in this game is going to come down to the defenses, because I think that this is a really interesting quarterback matchup. You look at, for example, Oregon State side, they got DJU, and DJU has been an up and down roller coaster through his college career, but we all know he's talented. He's playing well. He's not necessarily playing at an elite level, but he's playing well. He's got 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's completing 60% of his passes. That'll get it done. You look on the other side, Dante Moore, I think, has a massive ceiling, but it's just at the very beginning of his developmental process, right? He's hasn't seen a whole lot. He's thrown a couple pick sixes. He's super green. And let me tell you, this kid is getting baptized by fire right now out there on the West Coast. This kid, he is getting it. Now, that's going to make him better long term, but the question is, how quick can he get how good, right? They both have great running backs, Damian Martinez and Carson Steele, like great running backs in the backfield coming out. And so I'm excited to watch that matchup, but I think this just comes down to which defense can play better. I think if you're UCLA, you've got the top 10 scoring defense, you've got a top 10 pass defense. Your defense has played amazing all year, and that's against some really good offenses. And so I think that you have to look at this and say, you've got a really, really, really good defense, but you're playing experience. You're playing a guy who's seen stuff. He's been there. He's done that. And even though he didn't have all that much success with Clemson, he still played in some big games and won in some big moments. Flip side, if you're Oregon State, your defense has played well, though maybe not as well as UCLA's, but you're playing this kid who, if it clicks, this guy could torch you. This guy could light you up. Dante Moore has that in him somewhere. We just got to find it. So for me, this is going to be the interesting matchup. And that, I'm not 100% sure where I lean with this one, but if I had to guess, and this comes down to my pick for it, I'm going to lean with Oregon State in this one. I'm going to pick Oregon State to go ahead and win this game. I just think I trust DJU more at this point, right? He's got the experience. He's going to be able to do things. Both teams have really good defenses, but if you're asking me who's going to manage the game better and not make mistakes, and who's going to, have more opportunities to hand it off to their talented running backs that we have on this graphic right here, who's going to get the more opportunities to do that, I think it's going to be DJU. And so I'm going to pick Oregon State against the transitive property. All right, we're going to pick Oregon State to win this one and cover the 4 points.
If UCLA was at home, I think it falls into the model that it did a week ago, right? Where I take the better defense at home, but they're not. They're on the road. The last time we saw Dante Moore on the road against another elite defense, he threw a pick six on the first play of the game and could get absolutely nothing going, right? Oregon State, if you're going to beat them, has to be through the air. They don't have a bad passing defense at all. It's 74th in the country, but just giving up a little over 225 yards per game. So if you just look at ranking, you're sorely underestimating this defense, I'll say. Rush defense, though, they're one of the most elite teams in the country. They've just given up 577 yards rushing the entire season so far. That's good for a 30th total defense. UCLA can one-up them. They're the 5th ranked total defense. But again, you have to score points, especially up in Corvallis, to beat Oregon State. I trust Damian Martinez. I trust the experience of DJU at home. Jonathan Smith gets another statement victory. And the Beavers march towards dangerously close, towards a top 10 ranking. I'll take Oregon State as well. We're both riding with the Beavs this week.
Gracious him. How about that?